everyone, my name is Omar Shakil and I'm here to explain Euler's Modified method. Well, what is Euler Modified method? Euler Modified method is an extension of the Euler's method, which actually is an approximation of the next value of the next function. Well, the Euler's method looks something like that. This is the equation of the Euler's method. While we can see that both of these equations are pretty much similar to each other. The Euler's modified method has some extensions to it, some much more equations to it, which causes it to be a much detailed process with much more iterations, and the whole thing is much more accurate. And we will now solve a question using the Euler's modified method. And this is the question. We are given a derivative of y is equal to x squared plus y. Initial value are given when y is equal when x is equal to 0, y is equals to 1, and we will use the Euler's modified method. Well, we can see that h is equal to 0.02. And h is actually the step size used to get the value. So now starting, we know that the initial value y is equals to 1 and x is equals to 0. This was the first equation of the Euler's modified method. We will plug and play each of these values in the equation to get a value of y1, y01. Here we have plug and play these values of y is equals to 1 and x is equals to 0, and got a value of y is equals to 1.02, while x1 becomes 0.02. That is x naught plus h, which is 0.02. Now we will use these values. And to plug and play in the next equation and get another value of y2 and value of y1. And this is the equation for the y11. We will plug into all the value and get the value of y11. y11 is equals to 1.0202, while it has the same value of x, which is x1 equals to 0.02. Now we use these two values and put them in the third equation. This is the third equation. Now we'll put these two values in this equation and get another value of y12. Now we can see that we've given it another value y 1.0202. These two values are same, so we don't need to solve the process, as we know that the other iteration would result in the same value. So we can state that y function 0.02 results in a value of 1.0202. Thank you so much.